The switch on the wall right now is closed. Okay? I'm going to open the switch. Now I'm going to close the switch. So the lights are connected to the switch, right? So I could, if I'm creating a circuit here, I can take the load and I can put it down here on the other side of the switch. And that's basically what you're looking at. When I close the switch, the light turns on. When I open the switch, the light turns off. Right? Everybody with me?
Yep.
Yeah. So I like to talk about what happens to power with these two different components, if you will. What does a load do with power?
Consumes power. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. I'll tell you to tone it down. You get too sharp for your own good. What does it do with power? And Mr. Waters there said a switch consumes power or uses power. It eats it up, if you will, right? And if that's the case, now I'm going to come back at you with a question, and don't answer, Ricky. So what does a switch do with power?
Consumes it?
Nope, it can't because the load consumes it.
That's what allows it to opens.
But what does it do with power?
Allows it to
It
flow.
stops
Allows
the
it
flow.
to flow.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Right?
Restricted or lets it go.
It lets it go. Or how about we say,
Open.
Passes.
I saw somebody going like that. Was that you?
He goes, huh?
To Waters. Oh, no, Flowers, that's right. Not Ricky Waters, but it's Flowers.
Ricky Waters.
Ricky Waters, I always call him Ricky Waters for some reason. He's back there going like this. That might be why. Right? So a load consumes power, a switch passes power. Really important to know that. So right now, this switch is closed, it's passing power to the lights. Right? And when I open the switch, it stops passing power. And the lights are right now consuming power. And now they're not, because the switch is open. As simple as that. We have a starting point here.
Do you have an extra pen?
I think I gave my one extra pin away. I think I got a purple one here.
That's cool. That's all right.
Boy, I got a whole stack of them in there.
Shoot, they got 4, or 5, they got 6 packs of these for $1 at the dollar store.
Yeah.
Mechanical pencils, yeah.
I gotta get some more for up in here. Okay, so we got loads. What do loads do with power? They consume power. And what do switches do with power? Pass power. So if we look at this and we see the voltmeter, the symbol saying that, we see the voltmeter, we see the ammeter, the watt meter, the light bulb, red light, green light. What are those? What do those all have in common, if you will? They're consumers. They're loads, right? Thermocouple, yeah, it's not really too much of a load. Thermistor, I wouldn't really call that a load. But then we flip the page, we got a solenoid. That looks a little different, but that is also a load. And that's a symbol. It looks like a heater, but the solenoid's a load. And then next to it, we have a high limit switch. Is that a load or a switch?
That's a
It
switch.
says it's a switch, right? High limit switch. I don't really like the way it's drawn there, but that's the way they did it on this one. And then we have a heating thermostat or a temperature switch opens on a rise. So, we got that part. And so if I start with this, you would tell me that's a what?
Switch.
It's a switch. It does what with power?
Pass.
Passes power, right? Now if I put a tail on it, a little tail on it, it's still a switch, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's call it a switch. And what kind of switch is it? According to that diagram we looked at, it's got two little squares on it.
Thermostat switch.
It's a thermostatic switch. Yeah, it works on temperature, right? Is what that symbol's telling us. I'm not an artist either. I can't spell, and I'm not an artist, so don't judge me. So that's a switch, and now you told me it's a temperature switch.
It's a heating thermostat.
Well, that's what it says, but let's figure it out. This goes to my point that don't panic, right? So you said it's a switch. First and foremost, it's a switch, right? And then it's a temperature switch, right? Is it open or is it closed?
That's open.
It's open, right? If it was closed, it'd be touching that other little dot right there. So you're telling me it's open. It's open or it's normally open, you could say. Oh, whatever. So if it's normally open, how do I get it to close?
Reduce the temperature.
What I suggest you put your arm out. The temperature's up here. I want to close it, so that means I gotta reduce the temperature or drop the temperature, right? So it closes on a fall or a drop. That be correct?
Yes.
I could say when it closes, it's a switch. What does it do with power?
Pass.
It would pass power when it closes. So if it's up here and to close it, I got to drop the temperature. That would make it. What would it be hooked to down here?
Load.
The load. What kind of load? Maybe
LT1.
live one, or let's think about this room right
I
here.
see where this is going.
Let's think about this room right here. So it's the switch is sitting right here, right? And it gets colder and colder and colder and colder until it closes. What do I want it to turn on down there?
The thermostat.
Well, it is a thermostat. We could call it a heating thermostat.
You want to turn on.
Turn on the. Yeah.
Go ahead. Own it. He'll tell you. He'll tell you. We want to turn on like gas or electricity or something because we want to warm it back up in here, right? So it's getting colder and colder and colder in this room. When it gets so cold, we want to turn the heat on. So let's just say it's a gas valve down here.
Oh, okay.
Right? I got flames going or electric heat, something like that. And so now the heater will turn on until it warms up again, and then that switch will open. That's what makes it the heating thermostat, right? So it's a switch, it's a temperature switch, it's normally open, closes on a fall, which means it opens on a rise. Passing power, it's a heating thermostat. It would work as a heating thermostat. What else? Mr. Flowers, you think anything else on this?
Heating thermostat.
It's a heating thermostat. We started with it's a switch, temperature switch, normally open, closes on a fall, opens on a rise, passing power, heating thermostat. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 different descriptors, if you will. I don't know how they say it. I'm not good at English either. There's 7 different things right there that we can say about this one little switch. It's going to pass power to turn the gas valve on. So it goes to what I say, rule number 1, don't panic. You see this on a test or something, or you see this on a diagram, and you start freaking out. Oh my God, I know, we talked about this, we saw it in class, I don't know what it is, it's something. Don't panic, it's all over. Go with something you know. Well, you know what? That's a switch. Yeah, okay, I got this. It's a switch. Oh, it's a temperature switch. Now I'm starting to feel a little better about myself, right? Mm-hmm. I know what this thing is. Let's see. People that think you're nuts, you're standing up on a roof going. But if it works and I get the question right, or I get the thermostat right, or whatever the case may be, should all be up there doing all kind of weird shit. Keeps people away from you too. So this is where I come up with part of my philosophy of don't panic. You figure out what it is just by going very simply to something that you know, right? And what I tell my classes a lot of times is I can go into a wiring diagram and go to an absolute rat's nest of wiring. And if I can figure out what one wire is in that big old rat's nest, I'll figure the whole damn thing out. Might take me some time, but all I need to do is figure out what one wire is using this same philosophy. And he asked Mr. Waters, I think he's probably heard me say,
It's all good.
I don't know. I have to change your name, that's all I was saying. Mr. Flowers. He's heard me say this before, probably. And that's where I want to get you guys to.